Hi, this is Marilyn Lohman, Service Hydrologist at WFO Pendleton. We'll be looking at the current snowpack conditions and the expected water supply for the coming spring and summer. Measurements of snow water equivalent, or the amount of water being held in the snowpack, were taken on February 1st for the various basins across the state of Washington. From this map, produced by the Natural Resource Conservation Service, amounts decrease from around 90 to 95% of normal to 70 to 80% of normal across the region. The storm track took most of the storms south across Oregon during the month of January. We'll look at some individual stations across the area. These charts show the snow water equivalent, or water held in the snow, for the water year October through September. The blue line is the maximum observed, while the red line is the minimum. Green line is average. Using these charts, we can see how the snow water equivalent accumulates through the winter and spring and compare it to average. The Touchet Snotel site is in the Walla Basin, around 5,500 feet. Looking at the black line, we can see that snowpack is right near normal for this time of year for this site. The Sassy Ridge Snotel site is located in the upper Yakima Basin at 4,200 feet. Looking at the black line, we can see some good accumulations through the first part of the month, but little accumulation at the end, with the site below normal for this time of year. The Bumping Ridge Snotel site is at elevation 4,600 feet in the central Washington Cascades. As seen at the previous site in the Cascades, there was steady accumulation at the start of the month, but little by the end of the month, with the total below normal. Across the Oregon portion of our forecast area, we can see the snow water equivalent map from the NRCS as of February 1st. Most basins across eastern Oregon have received near to slightly above normal snowpack for this point in the year. Amounts range from right at normal for the Grande Basin to 125 to 135% of normal for the Central Oregon and Grande basins. The highest amounts were seen in southeast Oregon, with the Oahe Basin at 162% of normal. Overall, amounts were similar to those at the beginning of January. We'll look at some individual sites across the region. For the northern Cascades of Oregon, we'll look at the Red Hill Snotel site, and it's at an elevation of 4,400 feet. Looking at the black line, the current year observation, this location saw little accumulation during the second half of the month, but with higher amounts earlier in the season, it remains near normal. In the upper Deschutes Basin, the Three Creek Meadows Snotel site is at about 5,600 feet. Looking at the solid black line, we can see that this location saw good accumulations early in the month and has remained nearly steady during the second part of the month and is currently slightly above normal. For the Grande Basin, we'll look at the Blue Mountain Springs Snotel site at 5,900 feet. As seen at the previous sites, strong accumulations were seen during the first half of the month, with little accumulations during the late month, and is near normal. Over in the Umatilla Basin in the Blue Mountains, we'll look at the High Ridge site at 4,900 feet. Looking at the black line, we can see that this site saw accumulations throughout the month and is slightly above normal. In the Grande Basin, the Moss Springs Snotel site is at 5,800 feet. Looking at the black line, although there was snow accumulation throughout the month, total accumulations have slipped to slightly below normal. The Northwest River Forecast Center uses Ensemble Streamflow Prediction, or ESP, generated forecasts as the official water supply method. The 30-year runoff normals, covering the years 1981 to 2010, are being used. New ESP forecasts will be published on the River Forecast Center's website daily. For updated forecasts and more information on ESP forecasts, please see the River Forecast Center's website at the address given. This map from the Northwest River Forecast Center shows a snapshot of the water supply forecast for the coming season. As of the 1st of February, the water supply for the Pacific Northwest looks to be near to slightly above normal. We'll look at several stations within the area for a little more detail. For the Yakima River system, we'll look at the Yakima River near Parker. Looking at the plot, the solid green line is the 30-year normal. The box plots show the entire range of forecast values, with the blue dot the 50th percentile or most likely value. We'll use the 50th percentile and compare it to normal. The volume forecast for the Yakima River near Parker for the period April through September is expected to be slightly above normal at around 104% of normal. The forecasted volume of water, the blue dot, for the Grande River near Troy is expected to be near normal at 105%. These forecasts take into account the expected precipitation for the next 10 days and then normal precipitation through the rest of the period. For the Umatilla River at Pendleton, for the period April through September, the volume forecast is expected to be near normal with readings at 107% of average. Once again, these forecasts take into account the current 10-day forecasts, then normal precipitation through the rest of the season. The Columbia River at the Dalles can be an indicator for the entire Columbia Basin. The average value is plotted in green, with the most likely value the blue dot. The volume for the April through September period is right at average. The previous seen plots and additional water supply locations are available in an interactive form on the Northwest River Forecast Center's website at the address listed on the concluding slide. The 3-month outlook from the Climate Prediction Center for February, March, and April shows seasonal to slightly below normal temperatures can be expected, with slightly increased chances of above normal precipitation. Here is the web address of the Northwest River Forecast Center, where you can get additional and updated water supply forecasts. Join me again in March for an update on the snowpack and expected water supply for 2017. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please contact me by email or phone at the number and address listed. Thank you.